What makes clubbing the best experience? The music, right? And who's responsible for that? The DJ. Today, we at the Story Truck interview Pune's best DJ, Agnil Tavadia. Get to know what it's like to be behind the console and have everyone dance. Don't you know I get My first question is that did you have any sort of passion towards DJing right from childhood, or how did all this start?
So my dad used to work in Bombay for somebody who used to supply sound. So he was a person who used to supply sound for parties and stuff like that.
Right.
And dad used to be mostly in Bombay. So I used to go and meet him in Bombay, and he's taken me for a couple of these gigs that he used to set up for. And I used to basically help him out in connecting the sound. And I was a kid that time. I was, I think, about maybe 12 or 13. I saw this one guy one day, playing on it. Like he was a DJ and he was mixing, and I saw the crowd dancing. And that's where it hit me. Like, this is what I want to do. Like, I want people to dance to what I play, like to dance or make it more dance to my tunes. And that is how it came to, like, I started actually,
So
I got
that
the
was
whole
your
inspiration.
first inspiration towards
Yeah,
it.
that was my very first inspiration for that.
Yeah.
And from there, then I saw the DJs and heard about other DJs and got a little bit idea of what DJing is all about.
Right.
And yeah, that's how it basically the story started of DJing.
So Agnel, I would like to ask you this: how did you make your name in the DJing industry? Like, how did you start from? You must have started from very small and then like up to who you are today. So how did this mark come?
So when I came back to, like, when I in Pune, I did this with my dad. Went a couple of times, and I came back to Pune and I found out about DJ classes. And then met. I mean, I found a guy whose name is DJ Zubair. So he's my guru. Zubair is who I've learned everything from, and that's how I became who I am actually. So he's my guru. I met him, and I think I was one of the first people who got in touch with him. So I saw this ad about DJ classes on TV, and I was like, okay, let's call him up. And I spoke to him, and I went and met him, and he was like, why don't you come and start, working with me and join me, and then we'll see how it goes. And that's how the journey began. So I started off with him, and I started off learning from him. I became his assistant, and from there I took part in competitions. I won a lot of competitions. I've got a lot of awards, and that's where it just took off. It just took off to another level.
So how
So
did you
that's how
feel like when you got all these awards and you won all these competitions?
So the first award when I won, I was, I think, about 15 years old, 14, 15 years old. It's when I won it. So for me, it was just a different feeling, because I had taken part with a lot of DJs that were already in the field and already set DJs. And I kind of beat all of them. And then I won, and I became like Pune's top DJ at that young age. And what was more fun about it was Zubair, my guru, had won already 3 competitions before that in Pune.
Okay.
So he already had awards to his name. And he was like, now my boy is going to take part, and he's going to, beat all of y'all. So it was that was like in my head. And I was like, I cannot put him down, and, I have to win the competition.
Right.
So that's how I
Wow.
took part. And yeah, my first competition was won at, I think, about 15, 16. I was 15, 16 years old.
So you won your first the first prize in a competition after your 10th or before your 10th?
I think I was doing my 10th during that time.
Oh.
Did it affect
Yeah.
your academics?
I was never actually major on academics, so it didn't affect it. It was okay. I did quite okay in my 10th. And yeah, then I won the competition and I was in the news all over in Pune. I've got write-ups that were there. I had done radio shows. And what happens is when it was a Times Music War of the DJs, which was done by Times of India, which was on a regional round. You first take part on a regional round,
Yeah.
and then you go and you take part on a national round.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
So I had won the regional, and then I had gone to Bombay and I had taken part in the national,
Oh.
where I again won. I came, I think, second runners up All India that time.
Oh wow, that's
Wow.
great.
That's such a young age.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's how long I've been in this field. So it's just been crazy.
Did people say that this is not the appropriate field? Maybe our generation's yet more accepting, but the mindset was pretty rigid.
It was. So my mom was totally against it. My dad obviously was okay because, I mean, he was already in that field. So he kind of knew it.
Yeah.
But my mom was totally against it because, see, DJing brings along a lot of things which is about late nights and just a lot of things. There is, people take it certain things are very negative about it.
True.
So yeah, my mom was very, very like, she was like, no, this is not happening. In fact, she had stopped me from going anymore, working with Zubair and stuff like that for some time. Initially, she had stopped me when I just started. This was before the competition.
Right.
But after I won the competition and she saw that, like this is something that he loves and this is something that is brought him a lot of name. And that is where she was okay with it after that. So before that, no, initially when I started off, she was like, no, this is not happening. But I had to fight with her and just, it was crazy. But yeah, otherwise everyone else was very supportive about it. Like my mom initially was not. But I guess that's how every mom is.
That's how it is, yeah.
Yeah, they are just protective. So that's what she was being.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's how that was the only difficulty that I had. But otherwise till now, it's just, I mean, everybody knows me in Pune. There has been no negativity from anybody though after that.
Wow, that's great.
Okay, so Admin, it's a very complicated question you can say, but
Okay.
So what Indian parents have in their mind is that becoming a DJ doesn't bring home a lot of money. So that's some of people's main how Indian parents react. Like when I told my dad that I want to take up this field, so he obviously told me no, it won't see the money that comes. Okay, it may be like one event you do, you get a lot of money, no doubt, but you don't. It's not like fixed as a job.
So honestly, no, it is not. I mean, DJing is something which is absolutely, firstly, it's freelance. The more you freelance, the better. But yes, it's not a fixed income. I mean, it can be a fixed income. It has been a fixed income for a lot of big DJs. Like, there are a lot of big DJs in Mumbai that it has been a fixed income. So I've been DJing for 22 years. It's been a fixed income for me.
Yeah.
I know DJs who've been DJing, I'm talking about Indian DJs, for 30, 35 years. They're in their 50s now, but they're still DJing. And that is all they do. It totally depends on you. How do you build yourself as a DJ? And where do you take yourself as a DJ? Like you said, very rightly, Indian parents, for them, they want their kids to either become doctors, lawyers, engineers. That's how it goes. The mindset is that. But again, from where they are coming, that's their generation. That's how they look at it. It is difficult for a DJ to sustain, to make his name. It's a little difficult to get a regular income because honestly, right now with what's going on right now, it's hit the entertainment business. It's hit DJs a lot.
True.
Yeah.
Very much.
So
A lot.
any other field, okay, little easier, but right now the DJs have no business, and we straight have no business. We've not had for 3 months. We won't have for the next 6 months. So yes, somewhere it is difficult. The money. Now, when you say money, when you are a DJ that's set and settled and you're doing good, honestly, what anybody else makes in a month, a DJ can make in one gig.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But again, rightfully said, it is not stable. It's not stable. So today you might do that, but 6 years down the line, you're not too sure whether you'll still be there. There's always competition in this field. There's
Yeah.
always competition. There's always somebody new coming up.
Very next question for you is, have you experienced any technical error, like while you do these live on Instagram or something, like in the clubs, have the play pause button on your CDJs or the cue button on your CDJs ever stopped working?
Many times. It's in 22 years. I mean, I've not had too many mess ups or too many technical glitches, but I've had a lot of technical glitches. I mean, that's a part and parcel of when you're playing on anything digital. It is going to happen. It's not like it won't happen. So I've had a lot of issues. See, right now we are playing through pen drives, but initially when we used to play, we started off with CDs. Before that was cassettes.
Okay.
Right.
So
The scratch pads
CDs,
are the cassettes? The
uh,
turntable?
no, those are LPs. Those are turntables. Yeah, those are LPs.
Okay.
But there used to be cassettes. So people used to play on cassettes first. Like there, I have also played. Like I've done a 1 or 2 gigs on cassettes, and then moved to CDs. So CDs was what mainly we were playing on. So CDs tend to, the more you use a CD, it'll tend to scratch and it'll skip. And just a lot of technical issues. You know, your player sometimes crashes. So yeah, I've had a lot of technical issues. Now, while going live itself, I've had so many technical issues. Like you get dropped down so much. I mean, that's because of the copyright issue that normally happens.
Yeah.
Or there's an internet issue or something like that. But yeah, there is you know, a little technical issue both ways. Whether I go live now that I've been going a lot, but otherwise when I'm playing for a crowd in a club, what I normally do is I always check everything once. So whenever I'm playing, I'll go at least half an hour, 1 hour before.
Okay.
Or if I can go one day before, say if I'm playing out of station, normally I like to go one day before, go and do like a technical, you know, setup, go and do a technical,
Okay.
yeah, just do a set and just see that everything's fine. And I have a tech rider that I normally send to everyone whenever I go to play. So they know what I want. And, you know, then I'm comfortable with that kind of console and stuff like that. But that tends to happen. Yeah, you'll always have some kind of technical issue.
Like a
Yeah,
person will never
always.
grow without a technical issue. Like he needs
In fact,
to
you
fix
grow better when you have technical issues.
it. Very true. Very true.
Exactly.
Because you learn something new.
Yeah.
You know, you'll learn like, okay, fine, this happened because of this. So next time when you go, you won't make that mistake.
True.
You know, you go more prepared. So there are technical issues can happen for so many reasons. So it's better that you have technical issues. It's just that how you take it from that. So in the middle of, while you're playing a set and the crowd is at its peak and you have this technical issue, to bring them back from that, to pick it up from that peak and take it again a little higher, that is where a DJ needs to be like, you know, he needs to get it right there. Be like, oh no, what happened kinds and like disappear. No. You engage with the crowd, you pick it up from where you dropped it and take it to another step.